So these are the things that needs to change for make people their life improve, no get improved education, improved welfare of people. So really for me, this is just a tip of the iceberg.
So you think say value for money been there into him?
I think I would say the it exposed a lot of things that we already know. The report getting strengths, the fact that it exposed things them, but it also gets some kind of weaknesses. For example, Alpha Khan, we don't see any side by the report. I read the section we get for do mine of mines and minerals, and I be the first minister of mines and minerals. We sign most of them, really obnoxious mining deal them. We will not be almost again nothing from the mines, but we're not seeing the name appear. And some people they don't come out say they put their name, they nobody not contact them, they not be there as person of interest, nobody not check them or give them ask them for give their own side of the story. So you get some definitely some weaknesses. We don't know if this could be a value for money. Depends one. Me really think to say for me could know waiting at the motive of the government and more important. Is it really about fighting corruption or is it about fighting APC?
Okay, back to you, Miss Edwin. Whose difference this commission of inquiry go make? Whose difference this commission of inquiry go make more so in the area of tackle corruption?
I think so the only way it go make a difference, it need a couple of processes. One, a lot of controversy been there when they talk about the rules of procedure and all that thing in the end. All most of the lawyers have agreed that Dandem is supposed for they in place where they guide how the commission for work. Even though again at some point they say that does not mean he invalidates the findings and the process itself. But if you they look at a process where they aim for correct wrongs, in itself, for be questionable in terms of how we go about in process. So that is something where we really they hope say the courts, the judiciary go take very seriously and try for amend, even if other commissions of inquiry were on the wrong footing. So that is very, very fundamental. The second thing is, again, there has to be a process. People then say then go appeal. Yeah, you get some people that will say they not even call we at all, but then we see we name them. They some people then say all anything they are, even though we submit or some procedural issue they. So we they go na court for go see the judiciary really get for showing independence now. I
Okay,
think this now the second challenge where the judiciary go get for make the first like Sam Sumana Yon, this one self get the same weight in terms of the precedence on the ruling. We go help for make we really address accountability and transparency, or we go give a wrong ruling, we go be a bad precedence and other government go can sit on panel.
okay, we don't the hear who side the opposition they say this now which owns. Because like from the GTT report we come out, waiting the inside the GTT report nine almost the inside the government white paper.
Well, like I can always say, I'm not a ever analyzed thing going down the APC SLPP road. And when I started, I mentioned, say this is not the first commission of inquiry. Ratings on corruption of Sierra Leone over the years has been bad. Even now, they say, oh, the rating, then they go. We know on a daily basis the level of the systemic corruption where they meet both in the public and the private sector. So it's not an APC and SLPP conversation. It's about a Sierra Leonean problem, because when you look at that report, it involves musicians, it involves civil society, involve lawyers, involve doctors. So it means say within the Sierra Leone context, corruption is rife. Not that other countries they not get corruption, but we own level very high. And we dey get the grand and petty corruption, because with the public officials we get this culture for idolize people, failing to realize that even within the presidency, bigger than the people, bigger than the constitution, where they create then checks and balance. We do that constitutional review where if the governments were really committed by now, the last one, oh, if for don't pull proper white paper for accept at least 95% of the recommendations then they, and 2 year or 2.5 years on, we still dey wait for this government for revisit the process and let we see something sober. So if we been done pull all of that, it go don't serve as safeguards. So yes, I mean it will be a natural reaction from the opposition, because most of them people the way they appoint did it, but it's not limited to them. And I think say there is an opportunity again, it come back to the judiciary for provide the space, let they able get a conversation and able for make sure say then see that justice is done. Even when you ask say what would be different, one of the key things will go be different in the COI now for let that judiciary in a speedy manner and people feel say it's been done fairly and justly. That does not mean they not go indict people them, or ACC not go able doing work and find people them wanting, but it is to be seen that justice is done. I'm heard, I get fair representation, the procedures were followed, and then I can able make me case and find out say I'm guilty. And one last other thing we go help for make this one different is implementing the recommendations of the Auditor General. If we not implement an institution where they spend so much money pan donor money where they go lend, then we go just continue every government week it go one for the Great Commission of Inquiries where in itself not go they yield anything for change the narrative.
Okay, continue for day with me inside the studio as we go for a short music break, and when we come back the program go continue.
Truth and truth alone. So the truth will reveal you now. You see their faces, but you never know their thoughts. But every baby knows that talk is deep, so deep. You see their actions, but you never know their reactions. Time and time, my Lord will prove the story, and every eyes will see. Truth will reveal, the truth will reveal things that are hidden. I said the things that them high deep down inside. Truth will reveal, the truth will reveal what's in their hearts. And what is in their hearts. Oh yeah.
Say the truth will
Truth
reveal.
alone. I said the truth will reveal you now.
Say the truth will reveal.
Even little truth them try to hide from long